President Trump spoke today and declared a national emergency for the Wuhan virus, but it's actually not as bad as you think. I'm going to play for you in a second, at least a brief clip of what he said. He didn't declare it in order to say we're all going to die. And I've already seen headlines like that, and I hate that. Don't let the media fearmonger you into a state of panic over this whole thing. The only reason he declares a national emergency with the Wuhan virus is to free up funding for things. If you declare something's a national emergency, all of a sudden you don't have to wait for this red tape or that red tape. You can just say, okay, we're moving this money here. We're doing this there. We're stopping this. This medicine doesn't need as much of an approval anymore, and you move things more quickly. So it's all fine. Don't let that national emergency crap make you more worried than you already were. Here's the press.
To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. Two very big words. The action I am taking will open up access to up to $50 billion of very important and a large amount of money for states and territories and localities in our shared fight against this disease. In furtherance of the order, I'm urging every state to set up emergency operation centers effective immediately. You're going to be hearing from some of the largest companies and greatest retailers and medical companies in the world. They're standing right behind me and inside of me. I'm also asking every hospital in this country to activate its emergency preparedness plan so that they can meet the needs of Americans everywhere. The hospitals are very engaged. New York and various other places are also very engaged. I just spoke with Governor Cuomo. We had a very good conversation, and we're working very strongly with many states, including New York.
There you have it. But I want to talk a little bit about how Trump looked and how Trump sounded. Awful. Absolutely awful. Donald Trump doesn't sound good. That's the word. Donald Trump is excellent at speaking off the cuff. He's excellent at giving speeches at rallies. I've seen him give 2-hour speeches before. But Donald Trump is in his 70s. Donald Trump is somebody who is more at risk than so many younger people for the coronavirus. He's also a man who has to meet 1 million people a day, travel all over the place, and as of this moment, the President of the United States still has not had a coronavirus test yet. I'm not saying that he hasn't, nor am I qualified to say so. Donald Trump looked and sounded exhausted, confused, lost his train of thought a couple times. That's not President Trump. It's just not. Sorry to be the one to say it out loud, but I'm not the only one who's thinking it. I was sure fielding a bunch of text messages during that press conference earlier today, and people saying, "Does Trump look okay? Does Trump look good? Trump looks bad." Come on now. He's the President of the United States. I think we can probably prioritize a test for him, maybe. Just putting that out there. As far as what it means for you, let us give you an update on it. Here are 3 things that have not changed with the Wuhan virus. 1, it spreads like wildfire. We know that. It does. It spreads fast. 2, it is deadly to old people with previous illnesses. But 3, it is not really dangerous for most of you. It's just not. I'm not telling you to be dismissive of the whole thing. I'm not. Wash your hands. Take some precautions, especially if you work or live or visit with old people. Be careful about that. Remember, we've had 40-some deaths here in the United States of America. 20-some of those came from one nursing home. So if you're dealing with people who are old, be more careful. I'm not telling you not to do anything, but I am telling you, look at these lines at Costco. We have lines going out the door of people buying toilet paper at Costco. What are we doing here? What are we doing? This is the United States of America. Get your head on straight. Stop letting the media ramp you up into a frenzy about things. Buck up, Buttercup. And I'll tell you something else. And you can disagree with this, and you decide what to do with your own health and your own life. I'm a young, relatively healthy male. Even if I had symptoms of coronavirus right now, I would not go get tested. Why? Because there aren't very many tests. Now, you heard earlier from President Trump's speech the ramping up the amount of tests they're getting, but right now there aren't that many tests, and old people who actually need them need those tests. So, yes, if you're some 22-year-old college chick and you get the sniffles, please don't run down to the nearest hospital and scarf up one of the few Wuhan virus tests that are out there. Leave the tests for the people who are actually in danger. We have actual doctors saying, even if you had it as a younger person, even if they diagnosed you with it, they're going to give you some fluids, some ibuprofen, and rest. You can do that in your house very comfortably without snatching up the precious few resources that we have out there. I know that's controversial. You make your own decisions with your own life. Don't be ridiculous about it.